Whether you're a guy in a cape
What the hell was with you shaking your head no?
or a rogue who's sneaky,
Like, it threw me off my fucking game.
join
Roger.
and Chris
Whoa.
as we...
Entertain the geeky.
Guys, what's going on?
What up, Chris?
Roger, how are you?
Man, I'm fucking tired. How are you?
I'm great.
Dude, it's been a minute.
It has been too many minutes.
Well, you know, moving and all that.
There's a bunch of shenanigans going on.
But we're back.
IRL. Yeah, we're back.
We're back every Sunday. Every Sunday we're recording now.
Yeah, not that you guys are hearing this on Sundays, but we have our schedule.
Yeah,
there.
we're back to being scheduled now, so...
And I'm not 100 miles away.
I don't want to hear that.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
Yeah. No, you're back. We're back. I was about to go Lethal Weapon 2. We're back. You're mad. I'm black. Let's go. And none of us are black, so it didn't work.
Yeah, somebody would have been like, "You racist!
You racist son of a bitch."
Speaking
of race, being a racist son of a bitch.
Shoot.
right out the get-go. Fuck it. Buffy.
Yeah.
Getting a reboot. Did you not hear about this?
No, I didn't. Is Whedon doing it?
Whedon's executive producing it. He's not creating it.
Interesting.
But it's going to be a black vampire slayer, and it's a reboot. And it's as the kids say, diverse cast of characters. My only issue is not seeing a black slayer or seeing a diverse cast of characters. My issue is, why reboot Buffy?
Yeah, I guess because they know the series will be successful. I think what it's more about is Whedon got all that bad publicity.
Maybe, but like my thought is this: instead of rebooting Buffy, because now we're gonna get the same stories that we got already from the first run of Buffy, just with a different cast. Fucking just do another show. Do a spinoff. The Buffy left with every Slayer in the world being woke and having Slayer powers. So if you want to do this, do it. Just keep it in the same universe. You don't need to reboot and trash
Everything
that show.
That's already happened.
Like you're taking that show out of existence, and all the groundbreaking that show did with women empowerment, with treating gays with respect. And breaking stereotypes, you're just kind of washing that away.
That's an interesting take on it. I do feel like this is a grab for Whedon.
Maybe
this is his shot at redemption.
Is it though? Because honestly, yeah, he got some bad press by his wife saying he is a womanizer, and we talked about that a lot.
We have.
But it didn't seem to hurt his career.
It hurt his career. He got booted off a bunch of movies.
I don't think it's because of that. I think it's because Whedon might be suffering from what we call the big head syndrome.
I think it was because of that. Look, because it happened to James Gunn too.
Well, no, James Gunn is a little different.
It was different.
James Gunn was different.
So he had those tweets that
that miraculously just somehow came about.
We've talked about this off air, and
have we? You and I
briefly.
Okay.
So basically, one of the things with this, and this is something that we've been saying for forever, stick to entertainment, guys.
Well, my thing is this. Okay.
Because basically, what the accusation that everybody's throwing around is they're like, well, he was standing up to Trump, and because of that, a bunch of supremacists dug up crap on him.
Okay. Yes and no. We don't get political here, but...
No, we don't.
But we're going to, unfortunately.
Not super political.
No.
We're just going to kind of review the situation.
So, like, I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this. What happened to Roseanne when she made that tweet?
Yeah.
She got fired.
Yep.
All these tweets come about James Gunn. Now, they both are on opposite sides of the political spectrum.
They are.
But both owned by ABC.
Both owned by ABC.
ABC had no choice but, after the reaction towards Roseanne, to do the same to James Gunn.
Oh, absolutely.
My issue is when we take entertainers. Now, James Gunn was being a comedian. He was being funny.
He was definitely trying to be comical in his.
The same thing with Roseanne. She was trying to make a joke.
Yep.
I'm not defending her joke, whatever. That's
we're
not here nor there.
We're not defending hers or his. Yeah, we're making a statement.
The issue is if they had said that on stage with a microphone in their hand.
It's different.
Why are we treating it differently? If we allow, if we're allowing freedom of speech, not freedom of repercussions of speech, but if we pay someone to go give a speech or to be a comedian, to be funny, and the joke doesn't land with us,
I think the issue that people are kind of running into with it, like you said, they didn't have a microphone in their hand. It's not like they were doing stand-up, and unfortunately, we live in a time where social media is supposed to be this reflection of you. Everybody puts a fake persona forward.
But when you look at entertainers particularly, because honestly, you and I, whatever we tweet out there is not going to come backlash where we're going to get fired from anything. I mean, maybe.
I mean, we own the company, so it's not like we're
I'm not talking
ourselves.
Right, exactly. We're just going to tell them to shut up, don't listen.
Yeah, get over it.
Because we've said some pretty indignant shit on this show.
We have.
But once we try to, and here's my issue. It's not because James Gunn is left leaning or Roseanne was right leaning. My initial response was, I'm glad to see it happening on both sides.
No, that is a positive.
It's not a positive. It's actually more of a negative.
Okay,
and here's why. Because Fox News was the one that dug up those old tweets.
Okay.
Okay, so a right-leaning news organization dug up those tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Got James Gunn fired. The left side fired Roseanne. Instead of firing people for the shit they say, like this shit, have the conversation.
The conversation is definitely something that could be had.
And James Gunn, like what he said, like what he tweeted, while disgusting,
was supposed to be comedy.
I've heard Bob Saget say a lot worse shit.
I've heard a lot of
Bob
comedians.
Saget.
I've heard a lot of comedians say a lot worse
Fucking
shit.
Mr. Full House say some worse shit than what James Gunn said.
No, absolutely. I don't disagree with that. Why I think it's funny is, okay, and we've talked about this. Like, if you are, we're not political people on the show. Like, that's not the thing that we do.
We smoke cigars and drink our whiskey after the show.
Well, and we don't do the thing where we're ramming our agenda down anybody's throat at any point in time, even on our personal pages.
I don't really put anything on my personal page.
We're in the escape business, and a lot of folks are in that. And I think when you start to step outside of that and you get into the political climate at all, it's muddy water.
But I have I've been doing a lot of reflection on this. Like, honestly, it's very weird for me to actually sit and ponder this because you know where I stand politically and morally. Like I'm a very moral person. I know I don't sound like it when we talk, but I have convictions, and I like they're very hard for me to break those convictions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if Star Trek, like if the original series was to be made today, it would not fly. And it's a show that we as nerds prop up as a future that we endeavor to live in. And the shit that they were doing on that show would have the far right and the far left freaking out.
Now, do you, because I guess, like, if we look at Star Wars and stuff like that, like, they get political in that.
Yeah, Star Wars now does.
Now does.
Before, it was just lightsabers and space wizards.
It was just fun. And now they're starting to get political with it. So when you say it wouldn't fly, like, I don't necessarily agree with that.
I think, well, here's the thing. Because you're looking at Star Wars already being an established franchise.
Star Trek is established.
I'm saying if Star Trek wasn't.
Oh, you're talking about a brand new series coming in?
Like, boom, it would come in. I think the issue is...
I think it would raise eyebrows.
I think it would be canned within the first season.
I don't think it would be canned.
I think it would.
I don't. I think it just depends on if it was falling with popular opinions at the time.
And I have an issue with that. The issue is we have allowed... Like, comedians are supposed to be modern-day philosophers.
In so many ways, yeah.
And if you go back and you read Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Ayn Rand, these people weren't saying things to make us feel comfortable. They weren't saying things to make us feel cozy. They're making us think, to criticize our own way of thinking, our own way of living. And we've allowed comedians to do that. Like, that's what comedians do now. Absolutely. A comedian says a joke, we laugh, but we think about it.
Well, and that's part of what makes it funny. So the fact that we have to ponder something, even if it's something like, okay, we look at our everyday life.
Right.
And a comedian makes a joke about that. And shit, we do it here all the time.
Yes.
So you make a joke about that. It is supposed to be thought-invoking, and you are poking fun at the mundane in such a way that it can be changed.
Or even the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
You can poke fun at the extreme.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's where my issue is. My issue lies with...
You should always poke fun at the extreme.
We now live in a society. We live in a world where at our fingertips we have instant access to thousands of people. We have a way to get our point across in ways we never have had before in the history of our civilization. And instead of embracing it, and instead of trying to actually have a dialogue about it, we're shutting it down. James Gunn should not have been fired. I will go and recognize. I will say that.
And you've also said in the same sentence that Roseanne shouldn't have been fired.
Roseanne should not have been fired.
He's not talking politics.
I'm not sticking up for what they said. I am saying that now with the Roseanne solution, like they came to a solution with that show. What I'm saying is, if we allow a comedian, or if we allow entertainers to be our modern day philosophers, then allow them to make us think. James Gunn was talking about sodomy and rape in a humorous way to make us think about it, to shed light on that. Roseanne was just being stupid and she made a bad joke, but it's the same thing Kathy Griffin did.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same thing that many of other people have done.
Well, and I think one of the things that we should bring up, God, we are so out of our element right now, but I think one of the things that you kind of run into with this, how many of us have said horrendous shit at some point in our life? Everybody.
I say it at least 3 times a day.
Everybody pauses because you have, I have, the listeners have, every one of you has said horrendous shit.
Yeah, it doesn't... one, you do it to be funny, you do it to make a thought, you do it to make a point.
You do, absolutely.
And we live in a society where, yes, you're not free from repercussions of speech. Like, you yell fire in a theater, you should be arrested.
Yeah.
But we cannot... In my mind, it seems like, and I know it's just a small few. It is a very small few, but they're very loud. We're allowing the idea of freedom of information, the idea of free thought and free expression, and actually having a dialogue.
No, that's being stumped out heavily.
And it's not that it's
or snuffed out, rather.
Well, yeah, and look at what's happening in comic book sales. Comic book sales are down. Okay, there's this graphic novel. Oh shit, I forget what it's called. It was kickstarted.
Okay.
It was kickstarted, and because the author saw what was happening with Marvel and DC and the whole social justice thing, so he kickstarted the comic. There are comic book stores not carrying this comic because of the political leanings of him, not the story, but of him as a person. You can't do this, people.
Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody has a different opinion. That's okay.
I personally don't like Superman. I think he's the worst fucking superhero ever made. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Batman. Jason O'Toole is going to freak out when I say this. I think Batman might be one of the most overrated superhero.
Oh, absolutely.
But that doesn't mean if I open a comic shop, I wouldn't carry them because there's people who read them.
Yeah.
And we live in a society where if it doesn't sell, it will go away.
Absolutely.
And that's really what matters. Let the free market do what they got to do. What you're doing is, there was a demand for this book. If not, it wouldn't have been kickstarted. It was kickstarted in like a day. Okay?
So wildly successful.
Wildly successful Kickstarter. It sold more books on the Kickstarter than the number one selling graphic novel according to the Diamond Distributor of that month.
Damn. Which
is a thing.
Yeah.
It's something that we need to look at. As hobbyists, as people who enjoy this hobby, we have to allow... Remember in the 90s when the big rage was, oh my god, Image is putting blood in their comics?
Yeah.
We have to allow that rage to go. Because without Image putting blood in the comics, we would not have The Walking Dead.
Oh, it's a lot more than that. And Marvel has put plenty of blood in comics now.
We wouldn't have the freedom that we have in our hobby to have... We would not have the storytelling. It would just be big packs, big tits, spandex storytelling.
Well, and I guess the sharing of ideas is probably the most important thing that can come out from having a diverse group of ideas.
Yeah, like, I'm afraid now to walk into a comic store and have a conversation of who to win, Wolverine or the Hulk.
You're afraid to have that conversation?
I'm afraid to have that conversation.
Why?
Because I'm afraid I'll be called a colorist, that I hate the color green, because Wolverine would kick the crap out of the Hulk.
Interesting.
He would. Or if I go for the Hulk, then I hate short people. There's just no way to win.
Yeah. You don't want to be the bad guy.
I don't want to be the bad guy. I just want to have a fun conversation about the Hulk eating Wolverine and then Wolverine putting himself together inside his belly and coming out like an alien. That's all I want to do.
Fair enough.
So, let's we both guys, honestly, we're not defending what was said
by anybody.
What we are saying is, don't jump to the extreme. Have the conversation. Open your eyes.
Well, and again, you got to reflect on yourself a little bit.
I mean, we hire we hire these people to do a job. James Gunn is a director, but before that, he was a social commentator. And you got to draw the line between social commentators and news reporters. That like there, Roseanne Barr is not a news reporter. She should not be held to the same standard as Tom Brokaw.
Yeah. But I will tell you, it is refreshing seeing the company. They just want to avoid scandal,
which
on either
is
side.
Fine.
Yeah,
like,
I get
great,
it.
Good job, ABC. Like, I'm so glad that that it's both on both sides, because
If you lean too far to one side, you're going to lose half
and
your...
you should.
You should, absolutely. But you're going to lose half your listenership. So the fact that you ballsed up a little bit...
We've been very walking on eggshells this entire conversation. It's been very odd for us.
It's not entirely walking on eggshells, though.
Oh, and by the way, fuck you, Disney.
Because
Fox.
their takeover?
Yeah, it's done. It's official.
It's a thing.
Oh, my God.
All that money.
Oh, that money. They
70-something billion.
Jesus, it's insane how much like Disney now owns everything.
They do.
They own everything.
And that is it's a double-edged sword.
Everything.
It's a double-edged sword for real. I think it would be an absolute shame because Disney's like, we don't do R-rated movies. It would be a shame, Disney.
Oh, they're going to have to do R-rated movies.
If you were like, well, no more R-rated movies because you own the movie industry.
Well, and here's the thing. We've seen the first casualties of this buyout. New Mutants, Dark Phoenix, not getting released.
Yeah. Done.
Not coming out. And New Mutants was finished.
I'm not mad about that.
I am.
I'm not.
New Mutants looked good.
They all look good.
Yeah, they look. Yeah, you know what? We said the same thing about Deadpool till it came out, and then we saw it, and we're like, no, it is good.
Deadpool, that was also a little different. Well, we have to call things what they are. We've had an abysmal X-Men universe that's been all over the place.
But we still line up to give it shots. Like we've had 2 good X-Men movies.
Basically.
X-Men 2 and Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. There was another one. First Class was all right.
No, it wasn't good.
It wasn't great. I said it was all right. Okay. Logan. Not an X-Men movie.
Yeah, I would say I don't put that in the X-Men movies. Like Logan.
Deadpool.
Deadpool, Logan stand on their own. They're not.
They do.
They're in the same universe, but they're not. It's not
slightly
an X-Men
outside
movie.
of the universe.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not an X-Men movie.
No, I get that.
But no, losing New Mutants upsets me. Dark Phoenix don't really care about. Like I went on a whole rant 3 months ago, 6 months ago about why I don't want to see Dark Phoenix. Fuck that movie.
We've already seen it.
Right. Losing New Mutants upsets me. But we've started seeing casualties, and my fear is with the properties that Fox owns. Like we've gone down this list. What does the future hold for these other properties? Disney now owns Buffy.
Isn't that crazy?
Disney now owns Firefly. You know, there is so much that Disney owns.
I think as long as they don't molest these franchises like they have Star Wars.
Or the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'm cool with the MCU. I have a couple of slight issues with it, but one of the things that they've done well is they saw something that was already successful when they acquired the properties.
Yeah.
So they have let the head of that do his thing.
I think the difference is with the MCU was the people in charge of Disney at the time weren't in charge of Disney now. I don't like the bout. I've gone on record numerous times saying I don't want to see X-Men in the MCU. I just don't. I get that they can do it now, especially with Thanos and the Infinity War.
Down,
it's going down. I understand how they can bring it in. I just don't like it. The same reason, and I've always stated this, I don't like X-Men being in the Marvel universe. Like, I like them being on their own.
You know, the movies that we're not going to see, I'll bet you a lot of the actors are relieved.
Maybe.
There's press tours that they don't have to do now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's a big burden, but I can see where it would suck.
Yeah. What's going to happen with the Alien franchise?
That's a thing.
Like, they don't do R-rated movies, and we know what happens when Alien tries to do PG movies.
Alien versus Predator.
They're not so good.
Yeah.
They're not good. Yeah, I think I'm the only person in the world that's not happy with this buyout.
No, I think, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. I think there are positives and negatives to it. It's scary to think that one company basically owns the entire movie universe.
Well, and the thing is, like a lot of our fans, a lot of our group, our people are excited because the mutants are coming. Fantastic Four is coming to the MCU. Like
our people definitely look at one very narrow area.
That is what they're looking at. What they're not looking at is everything else. Everything else that goes with it. FX. Disney now owns Archer. It's Always Sunny. Think about that.
I don't think that they're going to do anything to get rid of a lot of the stuff. I think they're definitely going to have to keep a lot of it. It will keep the cash cow fat.
I guess. I mean,
all they care, dude. Bottom line
care about is
cash. Money.
Maybe.
So they're going to do things to keep the cash cow fat.
I hope so.
If something is doing well, it's going to continue to do.
I just hope. Well, the thing about Fox is Fox has always been that network that would always give a show a shot. Now, I know there's plenty of examples of a lot of shows being canceled on Fox, and that was during the late 90s, early 2000s. But if you go look at FX, FXX, their cable shows have always been, these shows aren't very well viewed, like the ratings aren't high.
But there's a demand.
But there's a demand, and their critical acclaim's there. Look at The Shield. Look at Dennis Leary's firefighter show. It's always Sunny. Prime example. It's Always Sunny.
That show has a cult following.
It has a huge cult following,
yeah.
and the only reason that show's still around is because of Danny DeVito. But FX gave it that shot to grow and do that. I don't know if Disney.
Maybe we wouldn't have lost Son of Zorn if Disney owned them.
I think we still would have.
That show was good.
Look, Fox just brought back Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was like a big FU to ABC for canceling the show. Now ABC owns it again. Think about that.
It could have been by design.
So there's a demand for this show.
It could have been by design.
What?
They could be like, yeah, we canceled it. Dude, I guarantee you the entire time this buyout's been, I guess it's been over about 6 months now, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you over the past 6 months that the execs at Disney have been speaking with the execs at Fox, and they're like, hey, Fox, or hey, Disney, we're doing this. And the Disney folks are like, oh, okay, yeah, do it. That way the cash cow's fat. They don't give a shit.
And ABC now owns sports networks. So
that one's bizarre.
So like, because for those who don't know, if you're not a big sports fan, Fox owns a shit ton of regional sports channels. Okay, so if you live in Chicago, the Fox Sports channel you get's a lot different than the one here in St. Louis. ABC owns ESPN. I don't know how that's going to work out. Like what's going to happen to my Blues games?
I thought they weren't getting the sports and news outlets.
I thought they just weren't getting the news outlets.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they weren't just getting the news outlets.
I thought it was sports and news. I could be wrong.
I mean, I hope so. I fucking like that idea. Kind of frightens me. Dude, Disney now owns everything. And I don't mean just in our universe. I don't mean in just Star Wars, Marvel universe. They own.
It's very monopolized.
And everything.
So basically, you have Disney movies or indie movies now.
Right. Okay. So let's run on the list of actual studios that are still around. Universal, Paramount.
Yeah, and Paramount.
Disney.
Paramount. I mean, they kind of suffer with the crap that they put out.
Yeah, because Paramount doesn't put anything like they've got Mission Impossible and Star Trek.
Transformers.
And Transformers, which give it time because
Power Rangers.
And Power Rangers, yeah.
Because Power Rangers is going to be going there. Because, that was a Lionsgate thing. And now that Hasbro owns the Power Rangers, I think we're going to see that with Paramount.
No, because who owns... Hasbro owns the TV show rights?
No, all of it.
Okay. Because I know the TV show was done by Saban and ABC.
Saban is still a consultant. Because Power Rangers it was Disney owned for a little bit.
Right.
Disney sold it back to Saban because he's like, you guys suck at this. And Saban just sold it to Hasbro, and he is still a consultant on the show. And I think it's one of those things, he probably has some clause written into these deals because he's been doing this long enough. And it's probably like, hey, if you guys fuck this up too bad, I get to buy it back.
Maybe. But also, like, look at Hasbro. Their sales are down.
They are. And what was funny...
And it's not... Well, it's... Everyone's like, oh, it's because Toys R Us closed.
That's not it. Toy sales are down, though.
Yeah, toy sales are down. And also, the one that we care about with Hasbro, WotC, Wizards of the Coast, their sales are down across the board. Magic's down like 10 points. D&D's down.
I think Magic is going to start to pick up.
Nah, give it another couple years.
I'm saying give it a couple more sets.
Give it a couple years.
Because with the set, Magic, and here you go, Magic people, we've got Dominaria and M25, and both of those are pretty strong sets. Roger, you're just bitter about Magic.
Dominaria is good, but it's not... The issue players are having with Magic is not the sets. Like, that's not the issue players are having with Magic right now. The reason people are leaving Magic is the way WotC's handling customer complaints. Their product quality has gone down the fucking tube.
How so?
Cardboard stock is flimsy. The foiling is horrible. The cards coil more. You're getting more and more packs.
No, the cards do coil bad.
Yeah, and you're getting more and more packs of not 15. You're like crimped cards, all that shit. It is affecting people wanting to play Magic. And also, you have the advent
you had a bunch of shit sets, too.
Well, that didn't hurt. That didn't help. You also have the advent of, well, guess what? There's this wonderful game out there called Hearthstone now that's gaining a lot of people, and you know what? People can't cheat very easily at Hearthstone. WotC has a horrible problem with cheating.
We love Magic, by the way.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, it's both of us have played a lot of Magic. Both of us enjoy the game.
It's a really good game.
Yeah.
But it's the player. It's the way WotC handles the upper level playing events that are driving even the casual players away. Because if you watch a YouTube stream or you watch a Grand Prix and you see people cheating, why the fuck would you even try to play this game? So you see someone cheat on the Twitch feed. They're talking about this person cheating. The judge comes over and goes, "All right, no harm, no foul," and walks away. This is happening in Grand Prix tournaments. These are happening in top 8s. People see this. Casual players who are like, I really like Magic, I like watching Magic, are seeing these players cheat and get away with it. Well, if they're doing it in the Grand Prix, where there's 100 fucking judges, how the fuck's gonna stop you from doing it at Friday Night Magic? Well, now why am I gonna fucking go sit down and play FNM?
I think that's for the players. That's for the players to do. Because if you see somebody cheating in an FNM, dude, grill that motherfucker. Make them never want to come back. But that's our players' jobs.
But no, the issue is WotC's made it to where it's not the player's job; it's the judge's job. Like there's a person in charge who's supposed to stop that from happening.
So yes, to an extent, a judge isn't going to catch everything, just like a referee isn't going to catch everything in a sports game.
Right.
Correct. So you're going to see times where a judge doesn't make the right call, just like a ref.
I actually have the solution for WotC.
Mm-hmm.
I have the solution. One of them makes streaming a hell of a lot easier for them.
What is it?
This arena that they're launching.
Yeah.
That's how they do Grand Prix from now on.
Ooh.
Instead of shuffling cards, you show up with your deck list. They put it in the fucking computer, and every match you play is digitalized.
That'd be interesting. I like having the cardboard in my hands.
I'm not a digital guy.
We're collectors, so
but
the cards matter.
You're never gonna stop. Like in order to make it happen, is you have to have the cards. So you have to have the deck. You can't just
what if you show up with the deck? You turn your deck in.
Right.
You don't get your deck until you're playing.
No, because the problem is people cheating while playing.
Oh, that's fair.
Like that's what you got to stop is people cheating while playing. Palming cards are fucking just manipulating people do some stupid shit that judges aren't catching, or if they are called, they let it go. The way to stop this is honestly. Arena looks like it's going to be a solid product. As much as I hate to say it, it looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot better than MTGO. Make Arena the new thing when you go to Grand Prix. When you do these big events, you show up with your deck, you hand it to a judge, or whatever, and they enter the deck in with your DCI number and your player number. And every time you sit down to play,
you get a digital version.
Version of your deck.
The issue that you would run into, and it's kind of like with people that won't do the digital slots at a casino because you feel like you can get cheated by that system. You're gonna have people bitch about that.
Yeah, you're gonna have people bitch about it. But you know what? Suck it up, Buttercup, because there's no. I think you'll actually see you will see a lot higher skill level of play this way. Because
you're gonna get the people. Okay. So if let's say a Pro Tour qualifier is hosted online, all you got to do is pay your money for this event. Pro Tour qualifiers would be huge, and there would be people that aren't normally able to play playing them.
Yeah, and I mean that's what they do with MTGO right now.
You would see an explosion in player base, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're entirely wrong.
I'm not and you're not killing the card game because you still have FNM, you still do all the events paper, you still do the big game days, all of that paper magic, but you've got to find a way to get it to where at a higher level of competition, cheating is to a minimum, to a null.
Well, you're never going to completely eliminate it.
No, you're not.
There are shitty people.
There are shitty people, but you as a company have the responsibility to make sure that, because here's the thing, when you go to a higher at an FNM, I use FNM as an example.
Yeah.
At FNM, I paid $5. If you want to cheat me out of a pack, go fuck yourself, right?
If you want to cheat somebody out of a pack at an FNM, you're doucher.
But I paid $150 plus $2,000 or so driving to this event, staying in a hotel, eating, all of that good stuff.
Cheap.
It's not cheap to go to a Grand Prix.
Cheap.
And to have a fucker sit next to me and cheat and get away with it, you've got to stop that from happening.
No, that's fucked.
I don't care about the lower level events. I mean, that's fine. It's at these higher level events, these publicized events, you've got to stop it from happening.
Then you need to ditch refs that are making shit calls.
You need to hold judges accountable. I don't disagree with you there.
And then you need to hold players accountable.
You
and
need to
if
do
you
that
catch
too.
somebody, if you catch somebody cheating, they're done.
But the issue is, you're looking at it like we can talk about the highlight. Like we can go to YouTube right now and pull up hundreds of videos of Magic players cheating at higher levels.
Yeah,
that is people under the fucking camera. So there's playback for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue is when you go to a Grand Prix, there's thousands of people there, and only 4 are sitting under a camera.
You're not wrong.
I'm not. You have to.
But I think part of that is holding our Magic community to a higher standard. Because look, you can't have rules. You can't have rules or control over everything. It's never gonna happen.
But by the time you call a judge into play,
mm-hmm.
okay, because I don't think you've ever been to a Grand Prix.
I've not been to a Grand Prix.
Okay, so at a Grand Prix, there's not people watching games until their game is over.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not like, oh, a player can blah, blah, blah.
Well, you just don't have that opportunity.
Judges are not called before a cheat happens.
Okay.
Now it comes down to strictly hearsay. I'm the one calling you a cheater. You're the one saying you didn't cheat. It's whoever can make a better argument.
Fair enough.
That is a flawed system in and of itself. The issue is, now we're all playing for thousands and thousands of dollars. This is not a cheap event.
It's not. I mean, even if you look at the price of a deck.
You're right.
You know.
Just to get the deck together. But it's not a cheap event. You've got to find a way to get rid of the cheating. You just have to. If you want to bring respect and bring players back to this game, because the sets haven't been that strong.
Until recently,
they've been decent sets. Like I've been
playing
Magic since Zendikar. So I got in right at the height of Magic, and I've been playing since.
You got in when it started. It honestly started to drop off at that point.
No.
You had you had the fucking pinnacle of Magic. Okay, you have time spiral, future
That's
sign.
not the pinnacle of Magic.
Hold on, it was so. The pinnacle was Shards of Alara.
Yeah, that's when it boomed.
Lorwyn was a damn good set, and when
Lorwyn was before Shards of Alara.
I know. Hold on. So you have Lorwyn come out and Shards. Those are in rotation at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Strong sets. You have a decent core set. You have a core set rotate out, and they go to this M10 thing.
Right.
And that was a little weird, little fucked up, but it shook the game up in a pretty positive way.
The player base was still growing. The player base didn't stop growing until about a year ago.
I thought it started to drop off around Innistrad.
No, not the player base.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was dropping off.
No,
then.
the player base shrinking. Game Store's not firing events. This is a within of the past year event.
This is also ebbs and flows.
It is. No, Magic, like there was no way that Magic was going to keep that boom that it had from Shards of Alara on. There was no way. Just impossible. So yeah, it is the ebb and flows, but player base is dropping. The Grand Prix are dropping. Pro Tour attendance is dropping. It's just bad news for Magic altogether. And the problem is this:
but it's ebbs and flows, man.
Well,
These things happen.
Here's the problem, though. It's not ebbs and flows as in the I'm not playing Magic because I'm not having fun, like that, or I got adult things to do. That's some of it. But when you have a community outcry saying, "Wizards, fix your shit, fix it," we'll keep playing if you fix your shit. And they're not doing it.
People are going to play less competitive formats.
It's not
like
just
Commander.
the cheating. Okay, it's not just the cheating. It's why is this card stock so shitty?
Fair enough.
Like we're talking about feeling the cards.
Yeah.
We're collectors. That's a big thing. Fucking Magic, fix your shit.
Fair enough.
I'm paying $5, and you're increasing the like they're getting ready to increase booster box prices. It's happening.
That's insane.
So pack prices are going to go up. I'm paying more and more money for this. We're getting to the point where it costs me less to buy a pack of smokes than to buy a pack of Magic cards. I know what I'm getting when I buy a pack of smokes. Wizards, fix your shit.
I know what I'm getting. You're also playing roulette when you buy a pack of Magic cards.
I'm not worried about the random rarity. I'm worried about why is it that when I open a fucking card pack that every fucking card's bent. Wizards, fix your shit.
That could be shipping.
They're sealed in boxes, and
I understand that
you open the next pack. You open the next pack out of the same box. Oh, that pack's fine.
That's maybe
it's not entire
maybe it's
boxes.
happening in the warehouse.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
Wizards, fix your shit.
Jeez, Roger.
No, I'm on. Like, there's they sent out a D&D book that shows
that one got fucked.
Yeah. This shows the lack of quality control that WotC has. It was upside down, backwards, and miscut.
Yep.
All you gotta do is a quick flip through. Hey, this is no good. You throw it away. Fuck you, Wizards. Fix your shit.
With that one, do your printing at a legit place. They're doing it. They're doing it on the cheap.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Let's get this done cheap.
Which is why I'm saying fix your shit. Because if they're doing D&D cheap, they're doing Magic cheap. They're doing Magic cheap. They're doing everything cheap. Fix your shit.
I guess that's not an invalid point.
Fix your shit. That's all I'm saying.
Roger's like, bring the quality back.
Well, you know what? Here we go. For last year, it was fuck you, Chris Pine. That was my rallying cry. This year, it's Wizards, fix your shit.
It was about 2 years of fuck you, Chris
Pine.
Well,
I'm going to be on this Wizards for a while. Fuck you, Chris Pine. That's the last one. Wizards, fix your shit. That's back of a shirt. Wizard, fix your shit.
Fix your shit.
God, yeah, we were on a rant there.
I mean, you were more so than me.
Yeah, it pissed me off.
I don't know why.
Because
we still enjoy playing Magic.
I think that's what pisses me off the most. I love the product that Wizard puts out. I love D&D. I love Magic. I love Access and Allies. There's not really a game Wizard puts out that I'm like, fuck that. It pisses me off when I go drop hard-earned money. And
you get a subpar product.
I get a subpar product.
That's fair. Well, and that's another conversation for another time, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. What?
Nothing. Just the look on your face.
Well, no, I started to let words come out, and then
you should not.
I saw them in my brain pictures.
Yeah, and that's good.
And I was like, no.
Fuck. Shazam.
Yeah, trailer.
Looks good.
That muscle suit is killing
me. It looks
That
good.
is fucking hysterical.
Aquaman. Looks good.
It looks fun. Here's the thing. We've not got a trailer from them that didn't look fun.
No, but I think from the reports that are coming out from WB and the whole thing of just stopping making the DCU. They're like, we're done with that. We're going to rebrand it, relaunch it, fucking blah, blah, blah. We're done with the DCU. Maybe they're actually, maybe someone listened to us and said, hey, make good movies.
They didn't fucking listen to us. Here's the thing, dude. They would have let Affleck make his goddamn movie if they listened to us.
I think Affleck was done long before that.
Well, I'm sure he was fucking tired of their shit. Guys, we'll say this again. He gave us the best Batman we've had
in a very long time. I'm still on Adam West.
He was the shit.
Or Kevin Conroy.
He was the shit.
Oh no, Ben Affleck was an amazing Batman, and I'm still pissed we will not get a solo Ben Affleck
fucking
movie.
Sucks, dude. They could have stuck him in Batman Noir. How bitch would that have been? That would have been so fucking
I'd have been
cool.
down with that. Who the fuck? I forget. Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker? Is that who's doing it?
That's a thing.
What the fuck?
So hold on. It's that's actually part of their plan. It's like a lower budget movie. It's side story. It's not because Jared Leto is still the Joker in the DC universe.
Right.
The universe isn't going away. They're not relaunching. They're doing it different, and they're not going to be on the same plan as Marvel of we need to do 2 movies every year. Because they realize that
Marvel's up to what, 4 every year now?
Marvel's doing all of the movies every year.
It's
I mean,
like
it's
3
a
a year now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Stupid. Slow down, Marvel.
They're putting decent movies out though, so I can't complain.
I don't know.
You want to be mad.
I don't want to be mad. I like being happy.
No, you don't.
I've been watching Firefly. I'm in a good mood.
I've been watching Firefly.
I'm in a good mood. I forgot how good that show was. It's been like 3 years since I've watched it. Show's fucking good.
Interesting.
Fuck you, Marvel. Put some good shit out there. No, honestly, okay. Like if these next line of DC movies, if the Joker's good, if Aquaman's good, if Shazam's good, if they're like,
I have an issue with the costume in Shazam.
I don't.
It is so tacky.
But it fits with that tone of movie.
If they keep a whimsical tone about it, which I hope to God they do,
right?
The tacky costume is great.
It works.
The tacky costume is great, but you can tell that this skinny motherfucker in that costume. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm in 100%.
Put me in a
put me in a costume like that, right?
And I would look so out of place.
It's perfect.
It's funny.
Yeah, I like it. I think
I take a little bit of issue with it, but
why?
I think it's tacky.
It is. I'm fine with that. Bring the camp back into camp comic book movies. I'm fine with this.
Okay.
Especially if they're done well. I mean, look, Batman and Robin was done shittily.
You're gonna have this dude in a costume across from the fucking Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock is actually a big, scary dude.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've got this little guy in a muscle suit, it tickles me.
No, I'm 100% in on this movie. And the whole, what are your superpowers line? Good. All right. I was in.
No, I'm not saying that it doesn't have redeeming qualities.
But I think if DC does this right and they slow down, take the time to put out good movies, Marvel could take a cue from it.
They could.
I think they're
not going to.
No,
It's about the cash cow, bro.
It is.
Keep it fat.
I'm suffering. much like Star Wars, and Star Wars has been going on as long as Marvel. There is a lot for me. There's a lot of fatigue now, especially when I'm seeing the same movie redone over and over.
Star Wars is so with that one, it is different than the Marvel Cinematic Universe because we are getting several different people's stories in Marvel. With Star Wars, we're getting the same 4 people,
but we're getting this
for the past 150 years. Did you see? Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill was signed for the next film.
Yeah, I hope it's a flashback.
It's gonna be
our Force Ghost.
I hope
it's Force Ghost. I hope he's not coming back to life.
I hope they put that movie out for free and just say, "Here you go, guys."
I'm sorry,
I'm not paying to see it.
Yeah,
I'm fucking sticking to that. Not paying to see one.
Billy D. Williams is coming back. Was Lando Calrissian?
Interesting.
But my issue is with Marvel movies lately is I just feel like we're getting the same movie over and over, and it's just wash, rinse, repeat at this point. And we talked about this a couple months ago, actually about a year ago.
This conversation's it's been a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because you're
angry,
very bitter.
Angry. I'm not bitter. I just want. Here's my thing. Here it is. And this is my biggest problem with Disney owning Fox now. There's only so much time in a year to release a movie. Okay? I understand that these Marvel movies are making a shit ton of money. I get that.
And they're generally good.
They're okay.
They're generally good.
Okay.
Okay, if we look at other movies that are coming out, they're better than most of the other shit that's coming out.
And the only reason the other shit's coming out like that is because, I will say, is why the fuck should we invest in a new property? Why should we invest in new original ideas if we can just throw out a sequel, make a shit ton of money, and move on?
You got me.
And that's the same thing Marvel's doing.
But so we talked about this also a month or two ago, redoing Disney movies.
Yeah.
Because why would you come up with an original idea?
Because it makes money.
Princess story, exactly. And
yes.
So are you on my side now? Because
no.
Before
I'm still on the whole fucking do what you want to do.
I'm on the side of fucking re-release.
At least the difference between a Disney animated and a Disney live action or CGI movie is I get updated special effects.
Thank you. At least you caught yourself on the live action because they're not.
At least I get updated special effects. I'm fine with that. Whatever. What I'm not okay with is for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
We have seen the same goddamn movie every summer, with the exception of the sequel of Captain America, Civil War, and Winter Soldier. Other than that, they're the same goddamn movie.
They're not. Ant-Man took a step back from it. Doctor Strange was different.
No. Doctor Strange. So, in 10 years, I've got 3 movies that stand on themselves. Ant-Man was the same as fucking every other movie.
It was not
I'm a superhero. I don't want to be a superhero. Oh, there's a bad guy.
It was not even
now I'm going to do that. Oh, let's throw in some humor.
He was a thief.
Let's throw in some humor.
It wasn't the same.
It was origin story. Superhero.
As long as you're introducing motherfucking superheroes, you're gonna have origin stories.
No, hold on.
Yes.
Here's how the Marvel story goes: good guy becomes superhero, fights bad guy. This is the formula.
What if? Okay, so how about this? Would this make you happy? What if they picked up and a hero was already somewhat seasoned? They were already in their element a little bit, which is what they might do with Captain Marvel. We don't get so much of the backstory. This is how they came to be. You just see this person kicking ass, and they make you fall in love with them throughout the story.
I am fine with something original.
Okay.
My issue is, though, now that Disney owns everything.
Everything.
Will be the same. They fucking own Starbucks. It's not that everything will be the same.
They own Starbucks.
They own Starbucks. Okay. So now I get my Disney, my Mickey Mocha Latte. My issue is
fucking mouse.
No, hold on. There's only so much room in the schedule in a year to release.
No, that's definitely a thing.
And now that there's not competing studios.
Well, we know
Fox is not competing with Disney.
Doesn't like to compete with themselves because they will be like, no. This month, this movie comes out a month and a half until the next one comes out, so that you guys come back with.
So
your
now
money.
there will be less movies being released, in a time when movies aren't being released like they used to be.
Well, hopefully they do this. Let's hope that they keep Fox as its own studio, compete with themselves a little bit. I'm not saying that it's the best business decision. I'm saying it's the best for the creative process and for the movie.
How about we just go by Fox minus the Marvel characters?
How about, dude? If I had the money, I'd be like, let's fucking do it.
Let's buy Fox. Let's call up Disney tomorrow. Let's throw them an offer, $5.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? 10.
$10.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Well, I'll throw in half on this one. $10. $10. You can keep the Marvel side of Fox because that's all the fanboys want. Just give us the rest. We're gonna go on our own and do our thing.
You know, we would not even know what to do with that much money.
$10? I mean, that's
No, we wouldn't. No, Disney'd be fine with their $10.
right.
I'm talking about all like, okay, yeah, we are the studio now. They're all right. You guys gonna fund this movie? No.
Why? Because it's not original. Get the fuck out.
We don't have the money to fund it. What we are gonna do
is we're gonna show a shit ton of reruns.
You're gonna get some reruns. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna get some producers, they will pay for the movie.
So here's the deal. So we own Fox now, minus news and sports.
It's official.
And Marvel Studios. Really, what does Disney have? Like
what do they have that we don't have?
I tell you what, I don't even want
all of the money in the world.
You just give me one of those 3 channels, okay? You give me FXX, FX, or Fox. You're gonna give me FXX, the last one.
The shitty ones.
Give me the shitty one. Give me that shitty one channel. I will pay you $10. You keep the Marvel rights. You keep the other 2 channels. Fucking sports and news goes over there.
Predator.
Just give me Alien, Predator, Firefly, Buffy. I'm good. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
I'm sure we could go through the list and find a couple others that we wanted.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would.
Yeah, no, but they can keep Marvel.
And I'd be like, give me Star Wars.
No, let them keep Star Wars.
You guys are fucking that.
It's already fucked. Just let it go. Star Wars.
This is what would happen. Okay, I want you to hear me out here. I would go and reboot their reboot.
The problem is,
and I'd be like, no longer canon. Just like Disney did.
The problem is with Star Wars, it's still making a shit ton of money. Even when the movie flops,
no, it is.
It still makes a shit ton of money.
So
they're not going to give
us $7 billion, Disney.
They're not going to give us Star Wars. Okay, so this generation Star Wars is fucked. Hold your breath. Wait 20 years for the next trilogy to come out.
No, it's not 20 years. It's in a couple of years. A new trilogy comes out from the Game of Thrones guys.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's part of this generation of Star Wars. You're going to have to wait for the next generation of Star Wars movies to come out.
We need to wait for them to stop, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And then, do you realize...
If they keep making money, they won't stop.
Oh, God. Fuck, no.
Yeah.
They're bringing back...
we know, goddamn good and well, it's over.
Fucking Star Wars is done.
It's over.
Yeah.
Sorry, fans.
Sorry. Go back, read Dark Horse comics. They were good.
Read the fucking extended universe stuff that they said is no longer canon.
Yeah, you don't need to read all that.
Oh, it was fun. There's some good shit there.
There is some good stories there, but there's a lot of bad stories too.
Oh, there are. There's no doubt about that, man.
A lot of bad.
So basically, Lucas was just like, "You want to write a fucking Star Wars book? Write a Star Wars book."
Well, and like when Timothy Zahn wrote the first trilogy, Lucas was like, yeah, okay. And then more books started coming, but he's like, yeah, that's cool. That's not official canon. Like the extended universe went on for like 5 years or more before Lucas was like, you know what? That's canon now because I want that canon so I can go make Phantom Menace and piss on all those books because that's what he did.
I mean, he's pissed on his initial vision.
Wholeheartedly.
The whole time.
Well, did you hear his
whole time?
Did you finally hear his idea for what the next trilogy would have been?
No.
It would have been like microscopic organism warfare.
It would have been.
I would have went deeper into Metachlorians.
Metachlorians. We would watch the Metachlorians.
Yes, that's what it was. I shit you not.
Cellular division.
That's exactly what it was, and
this is the real origin of Anakin.
And the reason that the Metachlorians, like why there's a light side, dark side, had something to do with a virus being introduced to you, and like only X amount of people were susceptible to the virus. So it would change.
I think he was taking the science fiction thing a little too seriously because he started off with fucking laser swords and then space wizards, and then he was like, hold on, this isn't realistic.
Right, no, it was bad.
Oh, man. George,
hey, buddy, pal.
He's motherfucked what they've done with Star Wars.
Yeah,
though.
he has.
But I fucked up.
He's like, I fucked up, but I wasn't going to do any better. Is exactly what he said.
Well, you know what's so funny about it? Fans have been bitching about Lucas for the past 20 years now.
Well, yeah. Thank you, George Lucas. You gave us Attack of the Clones.
But also, now fans are bitching about Disney.
Well,
maybe Star Wars should be a public property.
No.
Man,
God, no.
Great.
God, fuck, no. Jesus Christ, no. Do you want to know why that doesn't work?
Why wouldn't you like
it? Just look up Star Wars /. You're done. Like, the idea of public property, and no. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, you're not going to please everybody.
No, you're not.
And the prequels as shitty as they were for us original Star Wars fans, they do have a loyal fan base. It's those kids that grew up watching them. They have that loyal fan base to the prequels.
Well, there's a lot of original guys that still respect the prequels. They don't have to like everything that happened there.
Right. And there's as much...
They were cool with the story that was being told that got them to where they are.
And as much as we bitch, us old fucking tigers and fucking warhorses bitch about the new trilogy and then what they're doing in Star Wars now, there is a fan base. There are people who've enjoyed episode 7 and 8. Like they literally enjoyed these movies. I don't know how.
Part of the reason motherfuckers are enjoying this though is because it's that trip down memory lane. And
look. Here's the thing. I got that with episode 7, the trip down memory lane. I get why I don't get that with 8. Now I liked 8 more than 7. I truly did.
But you still This is the thing, and I mean we've got several friends that are brand. Okay, so you meant to say brand? No, brand wash.
Right.
Yes, by Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's brainwashing with brands.
Right, but...
And they are. And they're like, it's Star Wars, so it's good. No, it isn't.
No, it's not. No,
it isn't.
But if you go talk to... Again, these movies were meant for children. Okay? They were. If you go back and you listen to... And talk to the younger kids, the 14, 15, 12, 13-year-olds, these movies are good to them. They're high action. They're engrossed in the storyline. They like what's going on.
What storyline?
I don't... Look, whoa, hold on. I don't know. But think about this.
No.
Think about this. The anger and hatred and what the fuck do you see in these movies are the same things that our parents got from their parents when Star Wars came out.
Maybe.
Why?
See, okay, I've talked to a lot of folks that took their kids to see Star Wars back in 77, and they were like, it wasn't like, I don't get what you see in this. It was like, wow, I've never seen anything like this. I get why you like it. It was different.
So what you're dealing with there is, I will say, a classic case of, I was wrong. Star Wars is awesome. Let me never talk about...
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, I do.
Is that like the parent that wrote on somebody's Action Comics #1?
Yes, and was all like, my bad.
That's actually a really great story before they were like, no, this is trash. I'm just going to write this phone number on it.
Yeah. Like, oops, my bad. Or when your parents threw away your entire alpha set of magic because you went off to college.
Did that happen to you?
Not to me. Fuck no. Do you think my mom would still be alive if that happened to me?
No.
But it's happened to people.
It has. Well, I've heard horror stories about alpha magic cards.
Oh, yeah.
Horror stories.
Rob Kistner used to, like they would rip up Black Lotuses to shove under the table to make the table not make the table wobbly. They were trading dual lands for Shivan Dragons.
No, I've heard of that.
I've
heard of the dual lands for Shivan Dragons.
Yeah, this is a thing that people did because they didn't realize that card would be worth a lot of money. Nobody knew. Nobody knew that Magic was going to be... Nobody knew 25 years ago Magic would still be here.
Can you believe that Commander cards are as expensive as they are?
I can't believe any... I honestly can't believe that any Magic card's worth money. As much as I love the game, we live in an age that there should be enough of the product out there that
we don't have $200 cards and shit.
The problem is this: it would just everyone says it would destroy card shops if singles went away. I don't think it would.
No.
Look at living card games. Look at the success they're having. If Magic would adopt a living card game aspect instead of a collectible card game aspect, I think card shops would be fine.
I think if they did... I've talked to Magic players about this recently, and they are not on par. They're not on with this idea. I'm like, dude, you could reprint a whole set.
Yeah.
Do the whole fucking set again.
Yeah, fuck it. The problem is they've got the reserve list.
Fuck their
that.
List.
No, that's what I said.
Fuck your list.
You've been through 2 different owners now. Fuck your reserve list. Get it out there.
I don't give a shit about it.
I get it. You don't want the fucking gambling cards out. Fucking don't print those. You know what I want to see?
Exactly.
Fucking dual lands again.
Right.
I want to see. There's no reason a Mox Ruby should cost a shit ton of money. Fucking reprint it. Let's go.
There's no reason fucking Mox Opal should be at $110.
Let's fucking go. And those have been reprinted in the bunch.
Several times.
So fucking stop. The people aren't playing Magic because it's collectible. They're playing Magic because they love the game.
Yeah.
And that can be shown by how many people are drafting, how many people are sitting down playing casual decks, all of that. It's when you get to that competitive level, when you start actually spending the money on the cards.
Yeah. That's
when you care about the value of the cards. You want to know how to make a robust Pro Tour, a robust higher level of playing? Fucking get rid of the... No, because even still, just fucking get rid of the random element. Let honest strategy play. Okay? Get rid of the random element. Stop with it. Go to the living card game model. Fucking release sets.
I mean, there's still a random element to even living card
No,
games.
there's not. Living card games.
You don't get to stack your deck.
No, you shuffle, but
That's what I'm
you
saying.
don't get that random element of I bought a pack.
Oh, you're talking about... Okay, because I'm talking about in gameplay.
Oh, no, I'm talking about just getting the cards together.
Oh, I agree. I think you could have several formats
Yeah.
that are like, all right, like standard could stay, okay? That could still be a thing. And whatever 3 formats they're currently printing,
Right.
and then you go back and you do reprints of different sets.
Right. The only thing
It'd be good.
The only thing is you'd have to change draft and sealed.
So what?
Like you'd have to.
Yeah, so what?
You just fucking get rid of it then.
I think you don't even have to do a full set, okay? A full block, anything
No.
like that. You could take most of the cards out of a set and reprint them, though.
Yeah, and look at the way like L5R or Doomtown or Call of Cthulhu, these living card games, like Game of Thrones card games.
Fucking you said L5R.
I did.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
They release like here's a blister pack of 30 cards.
Yeah.
The Star Wars LCG. Magic, adopt that.
What's the other? There's another one.
There's a shit ton out there.
Oh, the Lord of the Rings one.
Lord of
That's
the
what I
Rings
was thinking
one,
of. Yeah.
Just release. Well, like you can actually be instead of releasing big boxes, you release just boom. Here's a blister pack. Here's a blister pack. Here's a blister pack of 30, 40, 50 cards. You can honestly, since you're WotC and you got the game base there, fuck it. Release the box, like cut the boxes in half. Because you still have the 4 overall, so I need to buy 4 of these things. Cut them in half, sell them for $70 a pop. Now I still gotta buy 4 fucking boxes
to get
my playset.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go. The secondary market's still there because there's these cards that I will never use. I now sell or I hold on to, whatever.
Well, it's that or somebody doesn't want to go buy a whole box.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Fuck
it'll still be there.
WotC, get rid of the collectability of this goddamn game.
Here's the thing: the secondary market is not your concern.
No.
It's not.
It's not. WotC, you don't give a shit about the secondary market. You've shown that time and time again. You don't care about the secondary market. You don't make a goddamn dime off the secondary market.
I don't think they should care about the secondary
no,
market.
No, they shouldn't.
You should fucking care about your player base, and the more people you can get to play that fucking game, the better you are.
I think so too. Get rid of the collectability.
The better the community is.
Yeah, fuck it. We just fixed Magic. Hey, we gotta go.
Guys, go to dungeoncrawlforthecure.com. Okay? It's an awesome cause. You can see us, or you're not going to see us there unless you're in St. Louis and playing there. But you know what?
Maybe.
Yeah, dungeoncrawlforthecure.com. It's an awesome cause, and basically they are raising money to fight cancer and to spread cancer awareness, and it's for neuroendocrine cancer. And it's freaking incredible. Sean White, the guy that's organizing it, is extremely passionate about it. Tony, who was on the show a few episodes back, came in. He loves what he's doing. They're making these awesome modules and stuff for everybody to run through at this event, and they're planning another event for 6 months from now. So it's going to kick ass.
So much ass.
If you want, you are more than welcome to go to entertainthegeeky.com, and we've got a little blurb about the Dungeon Crawl right there at the top of our homepage.
Donate.
Dave Unger.
You the man.
Motherfucker.
You the man, Dave. I will rub your beautiful bald head.
We love you. Thank you for that.
Did we congratulate Ronnie Cobb?
No, his baby's home.
Baby is home. Baby
Ronnie Cobb!
Your baby's home.
Yeah,
congrats.
That's amazing, dude. So congrats to you and your family. Guys, if you have not already,
comment, subscribe.
Go to entertainthegeeky.com. Like, comment, subscribe.
Don't you
all of
cut
our
me
social
off.
media. Roger, what do you want to tell them about the social medias?
I don't know anything about the social medias.
Okay,
but you know what? I do got something to say. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Facebook Live videos. Rogers Rants.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're trying to fire on all cylinders here, folks. So be excited. You got anything to say?
WotC, fix your shit.
As always, stay geeky.